Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kangaroothless, and I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. This is going to be a Terran versus Protoss on the map Dual Sight. You've seen it a lot in GSL, and you've just now recently seen it in the MLG as well. It's a very awesome map. We'll get into it later. Let's go ahead and introduce the two players. It is going to be Team fLcJank spawning in the bottom left as the pink Terran. Now, Jank is a very high-level Masters Terran. He's very strong. I actually got to play against him in a tournament not too long ago, the Pro-Am tournament that Husky in Day 9 casted, and I got my ass handed to me. So a very strong Terran player. Mad props to you, Jank. Meanwhile, his opponent for this game is going to be RevSaroVati as the purple Protoss, and this is going to be part 2, the actual final game that SaroVati plays. I think the third game that he played was a PvP, and he lost that kind of handily. I'm not sure what happened. These games are weeks old, guys, and I have not been able to cast recently because of so much work. When you're working 50, 60 hours a week, casting kind of takes a last foot, or... You know what? I said that last cast. Forget about it. Let's talk about the map. Let's talk about how awesome it is to play StarCraft and cast it and to watch it on YouTube. So, we do see a little bit of scouting coming out here for SaroVati. He's going to... see a pretty decent timing here for his opponent, but he's going to try and keep this probe alive for as long as possible. As a Protoss, this initial probe is so important. This is why Jank is actually pulling off so many SCVs off the line to try and kill it, because this initial probe will tell you, is your Terran opponent going to go for a 1-1-1 or some sort of rush, or is he going to go standard? But this probe already scouts the gas. And so, you know, meanwhile, SaroVati is just kind of macroing up. Let's talk about this map a little bit. We have a wide open natural. There's plenty of potential for alternate attack pass as well. Drops are pretty disgusting on this map. Definitely not any fun for anyone who's not a Terran player. And look at how far away that third is. Goodness, Zergs. Yeah, Zergs, we also do not like this map as much. But man, look at this probe. He's still alive and well. He's still kicking in the base. And Jank has to be so upset right now because this probe... it's getting so much recon in. It is definitely putting a hamper on any sort of rush that Jank might have been going for. So the first Marine is going to get out and is going to be able to finish off this probe. And now we're going to be able to see what Jank actually wanted to go for here. He's going to go for a second barracks. He's going to cancel that second Marine, actually. So SaroVati saw the first Marine, saw the lights on the barracks, and assumed it was going to be 2 Marines. But Jank, a little bit tricky there, a little bit sneaky. He canceled the Marine. He goes ahead and he throws down a reactor, and as well as a second barracks. So this is going to be a rush, guys. There is no reason to put a reactor on a barracks and make a second barracks if you're thinking about expanding. This is a rush. So there is a SCV for Jank in the base of SaroVati. SaroVati's going to have to wait until he gets down his Nexus before he starts his Stalker. He wants to get out as many units, as many workers as he possibly can. He's very low on Chrono Boost, so this is automatically one of the builds that I like that he's doing. Notice he only has 1 gas at this point. Meanwhile, back at Team Jank, he's starting on his tech lab. He has this reactor already completed. There was some Marine out here sort of scouting around for any sort of scouting worker. He can go ahead and kill it off so the worker cannot scout what's going on. And notice he's keeping his Marines tucked inside the base. He does not want his opponent to know exactly what kind of build he is doing, because if he does that, the jig is up. Concussive shells have begun here for Jank. And a Marauder is on the way, so this is going to be a Marine Marauder concussive shell push. This can very easily kill your opponent, by the way, guys. But as well, if you do not throw down a command center here shortly, it is very much considered an all-in. Notice he's still keeping these SCVs in gas, so he could be going for stim afterwards. So, we do have the SCV making its way back to base. A Marauder and a handful of Marines out here. It looks like 5 Marines are ready to get into the action. Another similar to going down here for SaroVati, as well as 2 more gateways, and this Cybernetics core is about to complete. Actually, that's 3 gateways that are about to turn into warp gates here, so nice timing there from SaroVati. Right now, he has on the map 2 Stalkers, and that doesn't do much against this army, but if he warps in units, he's going to be just fine. Now, this is a very scary timing here for the Protoss, because if he does not have a lot of units out, if he's gone pretty scarce on that, if he's gone for a lot of sentries, he could be in a lot of trouble. But I like going for the Stalkers here. You just want to have that DPS. You just want to be able to kill any army that comes your way. So, looks like SaroVati is going to see some units streaming out. He knows that there's concussive shell on the way. He's immediately pulling back his Stalkers. He knows that a rush is on the way, and he will have to hold this off. So, warping in 3 more Stalkers. He needs to make sure to amalgamate his forces. And here comes the battle. So the SCVs are taking out front. A lot of SCVs being pulled off the line here for Jank. This is an all-in, but we also have a lot of probes coming off the line for SaroVati, which are taking up a lot of the damage. So a lot of Stalkers are left and not much bio. So Jank is trying to pull back. He cannot. More bio units kind of streaming in, trickling in, but that's just not going to cut in the situation, guys. One more Stalker goes down. That's just not enough. Too many Stalkers remain. In fact, there are going to be 8 Stalkers out here on the map for SaroVati. Whereas Jank is going to have to pull back. He only has SCVs and a couple of Marauders and Marines to fight with. He's in a world of hurt right now. Sim is about to complete, but notice there's no factory. There's no expansion. Jank is in a lot of trouble. So meanwhile, it looks like here for SaroVati, he's got down his expansion. He's throwing down a pylon, so he won't get supply locked, obviously. And just pumping out lots and lots of probes at this point in time. Might as well, why not? You have that map control. You can kill these units that are trying to get back to base if you want. In fact, that's a pretty darn good idea because Sim isn't complete yet. So Marines and Marauders, yeah, they're not that good, you know, when they don't have Stim, especially against this number of Stalkers. Killing off a lot of Marauders here. In fact, all the Marauders are going to go down, and more of these SCVs are going to be picked off the line. So let's look at the income tab real quick, gentlemen. It is, and ladies, it is 32 Harvesters for the Protoss, 22 for the Terran player. 2 sentries are out here to force field the ramp in case the stimming army wants to run down and do some sort of rush. But look at the bio here. This bio ball, there's nothing to it. There's 5 Marines and a Marauder. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Command center just now going down. There's no third barracks. There's no factory. Jank is in a lot of trouble. Look at the supply. It is 56-35. Look at the army tab. Insane. Wonder what that does. Yeah, army supply tab 24 to 14. Worker supply 40 to 23. That's insane. You never want to see that. As well, look at the workers kill tab. It's about even. So honestly, SaroVati comes out way ahead in that regard because he still has an army. As well, he still has an insane economy because he got up that expansion. So going back to the production tab, it looks like combat shells has commenced for the Terran player. 2 more gateways going down here for SaroVati. And he's playing smart. He's playing safe. Getting out those extra 2 gateways, waiting for his tech. But he's actually getting a little high up there. He could afford a couple more sentries with that kind of gas income. Or he could be saving it for a multi-tech approach. So down goes the robotics facility. And notice this as well. He's throwing down pylons where any potential thirds could go. He's being very diligent with these scouting probes. So in fact, another pylon going to go down here at the other potential third. More cells and more Stalkers and another sentry being warped in here out front. And now is about the time that you kind of want to fall back with your army. You already have the robotics facility on the way. You're looking to be in good shape. Why not just force fill the ramp and run back? That's exactly what SaroVati does. So Jank here still has no idea what's going on. In fact, he's just now scanning in both bases because he has to. But again, guys, that is 600 minerals that he spent to see exactly what his Protoss opponent was doing because he was not able to get down his ramp. More cells being warped in here for SaroVati. Twilight Council on the way, as well as robotics bay, robotics support bay, robotics bay. Kind of used to the Brood War terms. And looks like we are only on 2 gases here, so a lot of that gas has been pulled up for the Protoss player, which means he's able to get out a lot of minerals, which gives it the potential to expand. So SaroVati is looking really good right now. A warping in Zealot to do some scouting. Bioball is out here in front, kind of in a defensive posture. Jank does not have any tech right now. He only has his factory just now completing. He cannot afford that starport just yet. And speaking of things that he cannot afford, here comes down a third for SaroVati, who is so far ahead. Guys, if you're far ahead as a Protoss player, just get even further ahead. Yeah, go for DTs. Why not? Because you can also make Colossus with extended thermal lance. It's insane. So Jank is going to take out that pylon, is going to start to reassert his map dominance. Now he does have stim. So if the Protoss army is a little bit too ballsy and tries to meet him out there on the map, it could get easily obliterated. In an open area, the Terran army at this point in time still is favorable until you get out those DPS units. Those splash attack units like the Colossus or like the High Templar. This warping and pylon will also get taken out. And Jank, again, as a Terran, you have to keep your bio units alive. Terran is very fragile at this point in time until those medevacs have begun. Alright, looking back at the workers tab, since not much else is going on. Double the worker lead here for SaroVati. Jank's in a world of hurt. Already an observer out on the map, scouting exactly what's going on. And by the way, I love that waterfall. It's so beautiful. Let's go back to see what's going on here, and SaroVati is going to warp into Dark Templar. The Dark Shrine is just completed, and he's also taken his Gateway Army to take this Watchtower. And comes the first DT. Let's see what kind of harassment he can do here in the mineral line. Taking out 1, 2 workers, and now the workers, 3 workers are forced to flee. This is bad. Jank is being forced to sim a couple units, get straight into his base. Actually doing another sim trying to kill off this Dark Templar. It's a little bit too much simming right here. And I want you to take note that his minerals are going to start to pile up here if he's not actually macroing from all these gateways. In fact, right now he's trying to manage his macro, but he's not making any units. He's trying to, you know, switch add-ons and thinking about getting a Raven right there. Just a very weird time here because he does not have an engineering bay. So again, his minerals are getting pretty far up there. Add-ons being attacked by these Dark Templar, army being attacked by this Dark Templar. Jank's in a lot of trouble, and here comes another Dark Templar just to go in and start killing off this orbital command center. He could be going for you know, for something else, but why not? You can kill off Marauders, you can kill off add-ons, you can focus elsewhere, you can do a probe transfer to your third and get up so much mining time. Extended Thermal Lance is completed, Protoss level weapons ground 1 is about to complete, as well as a Warp Prism, so it's going to be multi-pronged harass and warp in more of these DTs. Now the DTs were cleaned up by a money scan there, but here comes another DT, and notice that there is no scanning energy left. That engineering bay is just now about to complete. This DT has complete reign, has free reign over this base. Jank is falling so apart right now, trying to multitask all this. He's forgetting to macro. This is what DTs can do to a Terran player, guys, especially if they forgot to get their engineering bay. So pretty big mistake there from Jank. And just more and more DTs coming in. Jank is a GG, guys. And let's say, you know, for instance, that he actually got an engineering bay up sooner. Well, we already have Colossus on the way, and we already have Thermal Lance completed. Why not just make more Colossi, since your opponent's going to have to either make a lot of Vikings or have to make a lot of Medivacs. And then just do a push with maybe 2 or 3 Colossus. You'll just kill off your opponent. You can actually throw down another Robo Bay as well. So that is how you hold off a 2 barracks push there as a Protoss player. You want to go for a 1-gate expand. It's very safe if you macro it correctly and you make enough units to survive the early game. So I've been your caster as always, King Ruthless. Be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, and favorite. Tell your friends. Let's get up to 100 subscribers and do this flipping subscriber video. 100 subscriber video is going to be a lot of fun. And definitely check out Area51Gaming.com. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.